Welcome to class for those of you who are not with us today, or those of you who want to review our lesson on multimedia forms. All of the resources for today's lesson will be in Canvas. There are several handouts that you will need to access. We will be covering 3 different things today. Our first learning log is that you will add to your assignment will be to browse some different multimedia resources from one of the handouts in class. Then we're going to learn specifically about Adobe Sparks, and finally you're going to have time to plan your multimedia project or work on one of your look back assignments in class. So our learning log lesson, in order to do this assignment, you will need to access in Canvas in the resource sections the handout that is 10 mediums you should absolutely try in this class. I put it as a PDF with links to a whole bunch of different resources that you can use to create various forms of multimedia. This lesson or this handout is here. If I were you, I would download it to your personal resources, however, because it will give you some links to some fun multimedia things that you could use beyond this class in the future when you can no longer access this Canvas site. So once you go to that site, you're going to pick 3. One of them in the list is Screenomatic. That is the tool I'm using right now and I've been using all year long to record our lessons because of the COVID situation. But you can also use it to connect to text like I'm showing you right now in this PowerPoint. So you will pick 3. One will be a video choice, and then an audio, and finally a photo essay choice. With each one of them, I want you to browse the selection for about 5 minutes, look at some resources, look at some tools, how to use the source, and then in your learning log respond to this question: how can this multimedia resource help me academically and personally? So you will respond to that in a few sentences for each of the 3 resources that you look at from that site. So that's your learning log assignment. I want to talk about Notebook 7. It is not an assigned notebook since we have run out of time, since we've missed so many Fridays. So I put this as an extra credit opportunity. If you would like to earn up to 25 additional points on either a notebook score or a regular assignment score, you can complete this notebook activity. And what it is, it ties into the movie that we watched on Beyond the Blackboard. Actually, not the movie, but Stacy Bess's book. She includes in the appendix section of her book a list of organizations that assist homeless kids. And she compiled her list from local sources, national and international sources. So I want you to do the same thing with your topic for the semester if you would like to do this. You need to find 10 nonprofit organizations that deal with your specific topic at hand and create that information into a chart format. Of course, you're going to have a title at the top, and it's pretty in our assignment today, in our resources today, I have included this assignment. So in your chart, you will put the name of the company and the address, what its central focus is, and then find an icon or an image that fits that organization. Many organizations, nonprofit and profit organizations, have logos that tie into their companies, so I want you to attach that in your chart as well. So if you do this one, it needs to be uploaded to your to your ePortfolio by Monday, May 17th. And then let me know that you have done so with one of those 3x5 cards that you will put into our class tray. Which leads us to notebook number 6. Because of the mess up on the dates on the assignment, I am giving everyone until today without a late penalty to upload your fact sheet, notebook number 6, to your website. So now that we've looked at podcast, we've looked at video, we've looked at Adobe Sparks, or we will be looking at Adobe Sparks, you are going to select a form of multimedia like I talked about before, and take something we have already done in this class and change it into multimedia. And the assignment is in Canvas today, and part of that assignment says you must have 3 levels of media packaged or smashed together into one document. And so one of the options that students like to use, again, everyone doesn't use this one, is Adobe Sparks. So there is a very informative, we're actually watching this in class, informative tool in Adobe Sparks to what it is, how to use it, how to navigate through that tool. And so click on this video and watch it. If you choose Adobe Sparks as your multimedia option, you will need to set up an account. I've also included that link here. I talked to our computer technology specialist in the building this morning to make sure that there were no glitches with Adobe Sparks and Jordan School District, since they've changed and put in a lot of firewall this year. She did say that when you set up your account, if you will click on the button somewhere along the way with setup, click on the button Enterprises, then there will be no problem accessing it here in school. So the next 2 slides are some samples that students have done in the past in my classes for the multimedia project. This first one, I'm not going to click on it because you can, but one of the options in the original handout that you accessed today talks about using an interactive map. And so if you're thinking with your report or something you've done that you have lots of different places on a map that you could interact with, you could look at that one and see what that one's about. This next one is Sarah, one of my former students, studied STEM and women for her semester project several years ago, and she put together an Adobe Spark video, so you can look at that one. The next one is a video project that one of my students did on elephant abuse in Thailand. So you can click on that one. And then the next one is a impact of climate on polar bears. So there are 4 really good options. The next slide has some additional more options for you. This student on the top one studied arts in public education for her semester project, and she took a lot of pictures to add to her Adobe Sparks project as one of the 3 media forms. So that's a great one to look at. I just started podcast a year ago, and because we were on our COVID lockdown, I forgot to get some links from the students before they closed out their account. So I don't have any from students, but I do have a former student who does this for a living, and this is one of his podcasts from a few years ago that he did. He broadcasts in Arizona and Southern California area, and it deals with mindset. And then Corinne did one on artificial intelligence, and she actually videoed herself along with using some interactive video in the middle of her presentation. So she, I think, had 4 or 5 different media forms in her project. And the last one, Kenna did an Adobe Sparks presentation on genetic modified organisms. So great resources for you to see kind of what yours needs to look like. remember that you will be presenting to the class your multimedia project, and it will be graded as a major assignment worth 100 points. I will grade it as I watch it in class, so it needs to be all ready to go either on the 26th or the 28th, depending on when it's your turn to present. So with that in mind, I'm going to give everyone the rest of the class period to work on some things. So make sure you think about your multimedia options, learn how to use this multimedia tool, draft a script, make sure to integrate at least 3 types of multimedia project into your topic. I also gave everyone a resource for lab points because they're going to set a goal of this is what I'm going to work on in class, and at the end of the hour I'll walk around and get those points. If you are absent, I will need to see evidence of your before and after to earn those lab points, along with the before and after of your multimedia, of your look back assignments on your portfolio. So that's all we have today. Hopefully the Canvas lesson and this video helps you navigate through our in-class experience. Thank you.